Yes, my name is be back again. We're doing this on one take only. Is your professor, and today is another educational things plan for you people to learn about today. Today's video is the road change in the number 10 of football. So let's get straight into it. Back in the days, we had number 10. Like, hold up, what's my list here? We had number 10 in Kaká, Maradona, Rukoime, Dennis Bergkamp, Zinedine Zidane, Frank Lampard, Rui Costa, Totti, Michael Landrop, Rivaldo. Those were tens in the past where they were able to go up the field and do whatever they want to do. Did I say Maradona? Yeah, I did say Maradona. They could go up the field, stay more in an attacking role, and do whatever they want to do. They have the goal scoring. They have the goal scoring chance. They have the what's the thing called? Their goal scoring capability is high. Their creative capability was also high. I think they're pretty much unstoppable. They are a creative outlet. As in constantly scanning the field, they always drop in those pockets of space to get the ball. Sometimes they could make late runs into the box and they score a lot of goals. At the edge of the box, they have to have a good shot, able to do quick 1-2, has to be able to dribble, control the ball, control the tempo. They were also La Pausa. They were, as in, they were pretty much the pass to make the assist. Before, like, they play like Xavi that gives the pre assist. They have pretty much the pass that give you the assist. Sometimes some of them have flair. They could run with the ball. They could dribble with the ball, step over, put their heels on the ball. There's nothing they cannot do with the ball onto that pitch. And the funny thing about them scoring goals is simple, isn't it? Sometimes it could be the curler, like Del Piero zone. It could be curler. It could be late runs to the ball. That those late runs in the box is where the number 10 will make their keep bread and butter. Or sometimes they shoot from outside the box, and when they do shoot from outside the box, it's more like finesse shot. For example of that is Kevin De Bruyne. Like finesse shot from outside the box, it feel like they're passing the ball to the net, and they're able to draw defenders out from the position because of the place where they occupied. Now the role has changed over time, and the reason why the roles have changed because football changed, evolution changed. Sometimes you don't know. Sometimes one things could go in one way, all of a sudden things could go another way. For example, in the Premier League, as Ferguson was winning everything with 4-4-2, then the manager like Jose, where was it Jose? Yeah, Jose Mourinho come in and bring the 4-2-3-1, and now he has to adapt. Same thing when Asan Walker came to the Asan Walker came with the 4-3-3 with the dominant midfielder, and again, as Alex Ferguson had to adapt. That just shows you an example of changes in football. And now that Pep is in the league, we have come to the place where possession play and play at the back, and the number 10 has pretty much died out because, again, people are compacting that midfield more. That midfield is getting a lot more crowded, and the number 10 was not able to won't be able to flourish at the time. Like the great John Kwame player said, he said he cannot play in this the way football is now because he doesn't have the freedom. Also, the number 10 role, their creative outlet was so great that they had less defensive work to do. You could see that, for example, Kevin De Bruyne and in Man City, or Bruno Fernandes, or even Odegaard at Arsenal, you can see that they have a bunch of stats that shows ball recovery, because they have defensive responsibility in this time, because usually they didn't have that, but now that the football is more tactical and less freedom for players to express themselves, they have defensive work that they will have to conform to, and that seems like what has made the number 10 seem like an obsolete role. Because again, you could see, for example, you could see that teams that have won the Champions League for the past 10 years, 10 years, 15 years, they don't have a dedicated number 10. It's more like they're playing with advanced and eight. And also teams that have won the Premier League or the Italian League or the La Liga or Ligue A or Eredivisie or Portuguese League, you could say that they've also like look, number 10 is pretty much not that prevalent. It's more like they're playing with advanced and eight. And funny enough that most tens right now, for example, let me just give you names of example of tens where they have lost, like their roles is hard. As in, they've not been playing number 10 role, they have diverted. Like, for example, Ozil has been playing football ever since he left Arsenal. Bruno Fernandes, the number 10 for Manchester United, he's playing more like an 8 for his country in Portugal. And Manchester United, he's still trying to find his footing with the manager. You could look at a player like Modric. Modric was a 10 at Spurs before he went to Real Madrid. And once he got to Real Madrid, he became more like a center midfielder, not like an all action midfielder, just like a center midfielder to control the tempo. You also might like a Toni Kroos. Toni Kroos was playing as a 10. Then when he went to Real Madrid, he became more of a deep line playmaker with Kadir next to him. Because they play like Dybala. Dybala was more like a second striker at the time at Juventus, like more of a second striker into a 10. But as the time goes on, he's able to play the number 10, but at the same time, it's not so easy for him. You could look at another player, another perfect example for me that lost, that you see their time pass and by over time from 2010 to now is James Rodriguez. James Rodriguez was an amazing talent in Monaco at the time, or Porto. I feel before I mess it up. It was out of Monaco or Porto before he moved to Real Madrid. Then at Real Madrid, he went into the number 10 role, but he's not being used because the manager that Zidane realized the number 10 it can be used like high, like it can be used to the best of their ability and they need more defensive work. So instead, the manager in Zidane was able to put either Isco there because Isco was a center midfielder and he could do defensive work. And you can see that James Rodriguez have a tough time bouncing from club to club, as he went to Everton, where Ancelotti was able to get the best out of him. And when Ancelotti was able to play him, Ancelotti was able to play him at. Where did Ancelotti play him? Ancelotti was able to play him as a winger, but again, who's him as a winger, he has a license to roam all over the pitch. And that gave him the opportunity to become like a 10 winger, a false 10 winger. And about then he's been bouncing from club to club. He went to Qatar, went to Lopicano, he went to Sao Paulo, and now he's at Real Vallecano. As in, this is what has happened to the number 10 now. As in, it's so hard for them to find a specific home. Another number 10 which have gone under the radar is Hakim Ziyech. Hakim Ziyech was a 10, but when he went to Ajax and played with Erten Hag put him more on the wing and became more of a creative winger on the wing. Without He not become like your natural winger because your natural winger has a pace. He just became more like a creative outlet on the wing. Same thing with Kuleveski and Spurs, a creative outlet on the wing. But this is what happened to the number 10. Their roles have changed over time, and they've become more like Mazzala. Some of them have become like a decent center midfielder to control the tempo of the game. Some of them, as time goes on, they were supposed to come register, but the time it takes for them to come register deep line playmaker is taking too long because they haven't played that much in the number 10 role. So I think I'm gonna end the video here. There's nothing else more to say about it. As in, you could just see that the number 10 role has finally come become extinct in top flight football, but they're still out there. Like for example, if you go to the Argentina league or you go to the Brazilian league, there's still play with number 10. Like the number 10 who flourish over there. Or sometimes some club in the Portuguese league they also play with the number 10. But it's like when it's time for the mainstream football, more like European football or competition football, that number 10 is not so there because they will have to go against a difficult midfield. Like for example, if you want to go against, let's just pick a team as an Arsenal, and number 10 will not flourish there because they have a box to box and they have a defensive and holding midfielder, and number 10 will not be able to flourish between all those players. He'll need some help, and if that number 10 gets some help, that means he has to become a number 8. And that number 10 doesn't want to become a number 8. He just want to become a number 10. So that's what the issue has provided with this role. The freedom is not there because the midfield is so packed. There's some teams that have like five, like 2 8s and 2 6s in that same midfield, and that number 10 won't be able to flourish there. So it's just an interesting fact of how football has changed. But still, this doesn't mean that the number 10 will not come back. It will come back in some shape or form, but that time is gonna come back. We don't know yet, but as football fans, listen, ball don't lie. Peace.